thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. We are continuing to work on the sock for my cousin's daughter, and we're almost done with the foot part. We have about 1.5 inches left until we can start shaping the toe. So before we begin, I actually wanted to show you guys some of the yarn that I purchased that came in actually yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, by the way. Today I am filming. It's a Sunday early evening. Well, it's about 5 o'clock right now, but you're gonna see this on a Monday, 2 weeks from the moment I am filming this, because tomorrow is last week's filming upload. Anyway, I have, so I probably showed you guys this already. This is Concept by Katya. It's Casual Socks and More Superwash. This is a beautiful teal color, and the make is 70% wool and 25% polyamide and 5% cashmere. It's very soft, and I really love this color, and of course I probably would have made something in this color myself, which I probably still will be able to because there's a lot in here. This is how many yards? A lot of yards. Where does it tell me? Ah, here we go. It's 448 yards, and I usually knit about ankle length socks, not quite right on the ankle, but not mid-calf either, or mid-shin, depending on where you look. So this yarn I purchased a while ago, and I do plan on using this for some of the other Christmas socks that I will be knitting, particularly for the dudes, because I mentioned before they are not into the more pastel or light washes of color, so I figured something nice and bold would work for them. But what came in the mail was my order from Knit Picks that I had briefly mentioned to you guys a couple times, as far as what I purchased for not really my birthday per se, but purchased during my birthday month, which is this month. September is my birthday month, so if you have some awesome suggestions of yarn or knitting products that you really enjoy, I'm not specifically, but I am leaning more toward like indie dyers as far as any yarn purchases I make, besides this Knit Picks one that I bought for reasons I have stated men. But if you have any suggestions, please tell me in the comments, because the month of September I'm holding off on major birthday for me purchases that are yarn related, and going to curate a selection of things to purchase next month in October as like my review from the birthday month, and then purchase in October and show you guys what I get. But the Knit Picks purchase I made was more of a, not really a sense of desperation, but I'm like, man, a lot of the men that I will knit for do not like the colors that I already have in my collection. So they were having an up to 40% off sale on a lot of their, what they call like summer yarns that they were, you know, getting new inventory for. And so I bought quite a few of the chroma yarns, because I think they were like $6.99 or so, and they're originally like 12 or 13 bucks a skein. So I got this skein of gray for the dudes. This is 396 yards, and as I mentioned, I knit a shorter sock, so this should be plenty for me. I also bought this color that is Wednesday, which looks a lot like gray, but they're slightly different. Wednesday is a gradient. It has light grays inside, so it has more of a transition. So this will be kind of like a fun sock. So I'm thinking to use this for my, either for my brother or for my cousin's son, and then have this for my cousin's son because it's a bold sock. Kids like bold socks. I guess. Well, not all kids, but something bright for a young chap. I think this would work better for him, and then make this like for my brother. But his sister, my cousin's son, has this one, so I thought it might be cute if I gave him this color too, so they would have kind of like matching socks. They're twins. You will see a few jump cuts because some fuzzies from this yarn is tickling the heck out of my nose, and I keep having to like really give it a good scratch. I don't think anybody wants to see that. Another one that I was kind of like unsure about because it is so light was this one. This is called Sandpiper. And it's like this light grayish bluish tone, some really nice faint kind of greens worked in here. There's this questionably purpley gray color right here that I'm not sure if anyone would be like, hey, that's girl color. So I'm like, this might be reserved for a nice young lady. Maybe my cousin, I'm not 100% sure. Like my cousin, not the children of the cousin, but maybe this one for her? I don't know. I just heard a noise and it sounded like a dog barking in my house, which is not possible. So some more brights that I got, these are for the ladies. We have Fathoms, and this one is very pretty. It has like this teal and blue and purple and some pops of green inside as well. And I'm really excited to knit with this one. I'm not sure who. I honestly think this would work better as like my cousin. So my cousin would have this one. Her daughter obviously would have this one, and they both are very petite, so my cousin would probably get away with the same amount of yarn that I would use for my cousin's daughter, because she's like a really little kid, and my cousin, I think she wears a size 6 shoe, so she's very tiny as well. And then this bold color, because it kind of goes with this pop of teal right here for my cousin's son. So these would be essentially the family socks. The one I'm knitting today, boy, and my cousin here. And what else do we have? We have this really pretty colorway. This is the drawing room. I saw this one. I really liked this one. Of course, you have the teal. Again, you could see a theme. We have like some storm cloud looking kind of gray into this like fainter blue. We have some pretty purple, and it gets a little bit deeper too inside. And this is just a pretty colorway. So I kind of feel like these Sandpiper and Drawing Room kind of go nicely together if you were making like a family grouping of socks. And then I have, look, this one is Dragon Lily, and I just thought this deep gray and red was really pretty. And my uncle, honestly, his favorite color of all colors is burgundy. So like my watch, he would love. He loves burgundy, but I don't think this is quite his style because it looks a little more pink than burgundy for him, I think, to wear as a sock. Like if it was all just like this first color right here, he'd probably go for it, but because it kind of has these purpley colors, I don't feel comfortable giving him this one because I have a feeling he's going to say something about the color work. So that won't fly for him. This one's really pretty too. This is Red Velvet. And maybe it was the name when I saw it. I was like, I like red velvet, but on occasion, like cakes. So I was probably hungry when I was shopping. I can't quite remember. But this one's really pretty. Also with like these nice deep burgundy colors and some lighter like dusty rose and stuff. So this is pretty. I'm thinking maybe this will go for my aunt, because if I'm doing my cousin and her kids are all like these bluey tones, maybe I'd lean more toward this color as for my aunt, because my brother's fiance has the same kind of colorway with the other yarn that I was working with. However, my aunt's favorite color, or a color she really enjoys, is orange, and this one is called Shortcake, and I think it's because it's closer to like a strawberry, kind of bright, vibrant, pinky color, but I'm thinking it's closer to a coral, which leans toward an orange because you have like this gradient right here. And then you have, of course, the pretty pink inside. And I'm wondering if I should make this for her. Give her the pretty orange, and then give my brother and my uncle these gray tones. Maybe give my uncle just the plain gray because he's an older guy, and then give my brother the cool pizzazzy Wednesday one that has the variation inside. So I think that's what I'm going to do. However, as you know, I am a little bit indecisive a lot of the time, so by, next week I might be doing something with some of my yarn that I already have stashed. I have some blue tones and I have like 1 or 2 browns, which could be used this year, could be used next year. They're here. I plan to use them for myself, but considering I also need to think of the people I'm knitting for, I might bust into that stash, because then I can make fun other poppy colors for myself. So I guess it won't be a loss, in general. But yes, I have a whole, all of the knit pick stuff came in this box here, and it's actually full of some other stuff I got. I was sleeping pretty much all of Saturday, and then I woke up late because that's what I do. And then I woke up and I was, walking around in the downstairs area, and there was just like a stack of boxes, and I was like, oh, what the heck? And they all had my name on it. So it's like some skincare ordered, some setting spray I got from Tarte. They were having a buy 2 get 1 free, and I was like, ooh, I need to stock up on some essentials, and setting spray is one of them. And then I got some stuff from Ulta because they were having a 21 days of beauty thing, and so I got some more mascara I needed, and a razor, an electronic razor, and I got a foundation that's lighter than the one that I usually use, because the one I usually use is a little dark, so if I mix the two together it's like perfect. And it's like one of my favorite foundation brands. And then yeah, that was it. So I had like a whole boxes and boxes and boxes, so they're all consolidated into one box of the knit pick stuff, as if you really needed to know all of that, but you know now. So yes, here we are into the nitty gritty. So I took out my sock ruler to measure here, and we need to be at 7.5 inches. So from here to the very bottom is how long the sock needs to be before I can start shaping the toe, which seems crazy long to me because I'm just imagining this teeny tiny little girl and with these giant feet, but if I put my... Yeah, I guess so, because I'm putting my foot right here, and socks do stretch, so it's, I guess. And it'll probably shrink a well, because I think this is cotton. This really feels like cotton to me because it's a little rougher than wool. I mean merino, the kind I usually use for this stuff, and it doesn't stretch, so I'm thinking it's cotton. One of my coworkers who knits was destashing ages ago, and if you're a frequent visitor of my channel, you've probably heard this story several times, but I always like to mention it because she is really one of the reasons I have so much yarn. Well, not so much, but I bought a lot of my own. But she destashed a lot when she learned that I was getting into knitting. And she's like, oh yeah, I have some yarn you can use. And so she gave me some stuff. And this particular ball didn't have a label on it. And quite a few of the ones she gave me don't have labels. So I'm just kind of going with the flow, unsure what to do with some of it, because some of it's like enough for socks, you know, if I want to just keep making socks, but I don't know what the fiber content is, so I don't feel like that's the best option. But a lot of it's also like not enough for a full project, and I was like, I could make, you know, coffee cozies or something. But I don't know what the makeup is, so would that really be effective to make a coffee cozy out of like cotton or something if it's not going to actually deflect heat so that your hands don't get hot? So trying to think of what kinds of stuff to do with the other yarn that isn't very clear like what the fiber is, and also doesn't have a lot to do, like a full project. I'm thinking of like what kinds of scrappy projects I could make with them that maybe aren't like garments or anything, but like other decorations and stuff that are safe. I don't want to like just waste it practicing something, but I don't know. So tell me in the comments, speaking of scrappy projects, what are some of your favorite yarn busting projects? Like when you have a lot of odds and ends of different fibers, do you mix them together and make one like Frankenstein monsters project, or do you restock with what you need to make a full project out of one type of yarn? Do you make projects with, you know, one specific fiber, or do you mix fibers? What do you do when you have a lot of scraps? I would love to know. I know there are tons of like yarn busting projects out there, hence like the Knit the Family pattern. I had some DK weight acrylic that was enough, more than enough, to make the fingerless mittens. But if I didn't have that much, what else would I do with it? I don't know. And I'm running into that with a lot of the yarn that I have from projects I worked on last year. I'm trying to think of what to do with them. But, yep, I am going on a walk soonish, around 6:30. I'm supposed to be walking with my partner. They said they want to go on a long walk, but they also want to continue playing Minecraft. So I have no idea what that means for me. Like, does it mean an hour? An hour and a half? Now that it gets dark earlier, we have to leave earlier to beat the sunset. So, I don't know. And yeah, today was a hotter day, hence I don't have my wonderful cardigan on like I did last week. I have so many cardigans. I'm excited to wear them again. It's like something about a cover up just throws my outfit together, and I can accessorize. I can do like color coordinating. Not that I can't with, my other clothes, but a cardigan is usually like that highlight color that I'm wearing for the day. Especially when I keep saying it like I don't work anymore, but when I was in the office, cardigan was like my jam every day. Paws and Pearls had on a cardigan. Paws and Pearls has a lot of cardigans, or like blazers and sweaters and things, and they'd either match my shoes, or, I have a cute little scarf to go with it, or just something. My shirt. Just cardigan just makes my outfit. I've always been into, like, back in the early 2000s, dusters, shrugs that were like right here, and short and tight and weird, and I had so many of those. Just thinking of like all the fashion choices I've almost always had either like a hoodie or some kind of jacket that I'd wear with my outfit. That's just how I roll. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good, I was trying to think like, what day am I supposed to upload this? Monday, wherever you are. It is hopefully a good Monday for me as well. I just have this sense of, maybe because I had coffee today, but like later because I woke up really late today. Sometimes when I have that coffee, it just kind of opens my mind. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you energy, but I feel like because I was born in a area of the world where we started drinking coffee so young, it was just like it lost its effectiveness, and I'm more of like a coffee drinker because I like the taste, but I don't like straight coffee. Like, I usually have to put a creamer in it or add some milk or something just to kind of take that bitterness off. And that's because I drink cheap coffee that's not, the highest quality, where you wouldn't need any of that. So the bitter cheap coffee I drink, I add a little something to it, and then it tastes amazing. And I'm more of a drinking for the taste of it with the creamer. And of course, if I have it later in the day, then I kind of just have a little more pep in my step, which is actually when you're supposed to drink it, because, right when you wake up, your energy level, like all of the hormones that give you what you need to get through the day are usually like fully charged, if you got enough rest. So it's not until afternoon when coffee drinking is more effective, so then you actually, get that second wind and everything. And I've found that to be pretty true. So usually when I have coffee is when I get really motivated to do things and have some inspiring ideas and all that good stuff. So it's a good thing. So I'm really riding that wave right now, because I'm in here filming. At first I wasn't sure if I was going to, because I'm actually ahead of schedule with uploading as far as what I need for the week. I already have everything ready to go for the week that is upcoming, and then what I'm filming this for is the next week, so I am ahead of schedule. Very good. Okay, so we're about halfway to, well, let me do a couple more, then we'll officially be halfway. Yeah, so now we are in the middle of the instep, as I was cut off last week talking about that. Of course I was. So we have a little bit more to go. It's looking pretty long, but still not quite long enough. And we'll just continue with this on Wednesday. So thanks so much for stopping by, listening to me talk, and show all the cool yarn that I just bought that is for other people for the most part. Them first, and then I'll take care of myself. But yay! Making some progress. We're almost there. So I will see you Wednesday. Bye!